This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Hello, and thank you for calling LMT Onsrud and LMT Tools USA.
LMT Onsrud, this is Martin.
Hi, Martin. It's Rich from Architectural Builders. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Would you please help me understand the radius, DOC percent of diameter? Is that depth of cut of diameter? I need to explain that to somebody, but I need to understand it first.
Which tool series are you referring to? The edge routing tools, the 66?
I would say something in the metalworking catalog. You know, an AMC 4000 series, something quarter-inch diameter.
Okay, but so are you just talking about the corner radius?
Well, in the catalog, there's a reference to RAD space DOC space percent of DIA.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can open up the catalog. Okay, so are you looking at like the technical data in the back of the catalog, or are you looking at specific,
Yeah,
series,
definitely the technical data on the back.
The
of the
technical
catalog.
data in the back of the catalog. Okay. So hold on, let me get to that really quick. So I'm in that section right now.
In the metalworking catalog, right on the site, if you were to go to page 96.
Okay, I'm on that right now, yep.
You'll see the two columns.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering, hey, what is the actual definition of that? Is it...
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so the radius, depth of cut, the axial depth of cut, and all that, the surface footage. Okay, so the way we kind of do these when it comes to calculating feeds and speeds. So usually what we start off with first is we need to know what the customer's application is. So when we say the radial depth of cut, that is how much the tool is removing radially or off to the side. So like if you're coming in with an end mill, let's say, from the side of the material, is the tool going to just barely kiss the part? Is it going to be fully 100% engaged, like 100% radial engagement, which means the full, basically, diameter of the tool? That would be like for full slotting or, full roughing purposes and something like that. So the reason why we have full slotting, heavy profile, HEM, which is the high efficiency milling profile or finishing, is because we first need to determine how much is this tool taking off the material itself. Is it coming in from the side and it's going to be fully 100% engaged, as in full the diameter of the tool? And the axial is the same, but it's coming from the top. So like if you're, for example, doing a full, let's just say a full slotting operation, where you take a half-inch tool, you're going to go half-inch deep and half-inch wide slot, for example. That is a full 100% radial and full 100% axial engagement, because it's the full diameter width and the full diameter depth. Yeah. So axial is for the depth, radial is for like the side milling. So the reason why we give you 4 different scenarios is because it scales the chip loads differently. So if you have a, let's say, full slotting operation where you're just going to bury the tool in the middle of the part and start slotting, the chip load is going to be smaller. So you have to back off on the chip load a little bit, or on your feed rate. If you're just doing a heavy profile, which is roughly 33% of the tool's diameter, then we consider that more like a heavy profile. You'll see that the chip loads are slightly higher, because now you can push the cutter a little bit faster without having as much load on the tool. And then finishing, obviously, that's just like doing final skin cutting, like taking off a tiny little skin off the part for like outside profiles or something like that. And then on that, the chip loads will be pretty hefty, which means your feed rate is going to be much, much faster, because there's so little load on the tool. You're just barely cutting, you're just doing final little finishing of the part. But the axial depth of cut basically means how much you're dropping the tool into the part. 1 times means 1 times the tool's diameter. 2x means 2 times the tool's diameter. So that's what's recommended. So like if you're doing a full 100% slotting, you wouldn't want to bury the tool twice as deep as the tool's diameter. We recommend no more than one time.
Yeah.
Once you get to like a very light load, such as the 15% or the 5%, then you can go twice the tool's diameter for your depth per pass, because again, you have so little load on the tool.
Absolutely. So because of the majority of everything I do, full slotting, I've got 100% radial contact with the sidewalls. And at that point, I'm just, the catalog is saying if you've got a 1/4-inch tool, do not exceed 250 thousandths pass depth.
Correct. That is correct, yes.
Okay, beautiful.
That is 100% correct, yes. The maximum we recommend is 1 times the tool's diameter. So yes, if you have a 1/4-inch tool, 100% full radial engagement, like it's completely buried in the part, let's say, then yes, 1/4-inch depth per pass maximum, yes.
Yeah. And I have found, because I'm just cooling my tool with air, I cannot get away with anything close to that. But I'm super satisfied because I'm getting a gorgeous cut. I mean, I'm really conservative.
Perfect.
And I'm happy with the tool running. Okay, so thank you for all of that. That's exactly the push I needed. In conclusion, you guys have a cutter for foam in the production catalog.
Okay.
It's probably a 50 or 52 number. It's an eighth of an inch.
Yeah, it's a 52/550, yep.
And I wanted to say, that bad boy, I have cut an enormous amount of aluminum.
Really? Okay.
And it is my Onsrud tool of the month.
Are you using it for its length, like for having a very long cutting length, like if you need to get into like deep pockets or something?
That's exactly why I went to it.
Yeah.
So I'm super conservative, but it is chef's kiss. I just wanted to say that.
Okay, good.
Chef's
well, that's
kiss.
good to know, because these kind of notes I always take. Because again, a lot of these carbide tooling, even though let's say they're designed for cutting foam, if you take that geometry, that 2-flute carbide geometry that's on that tool, compare it to a standard 2-flute router bit geometry for aluminum, I mean, yes, there's going to be differences in like the rake angle and the clearance a little bit, but they're close still, so a lot of times you can take a different tool and it'll cut. It's just a difference of how long is it going to last, is it giving you the finish that you need, and is it producing good enough chips to then obviously give you the finish that you need. So that's good to hear that tool, you're able to use it obviously conservatively because of how fragile it is in a way, being
very fragile. Small
diameter with a very long cutting length, which again, we made it that way for foam because there's very little side pressure on a tool, but you're probably able to get away with it using it in aluminum if you're, like you said, you're just being careful and conservative and taking, little bites here and there,
Little. So you're right, fragile is a great word. When I'm doing something new, I'll just get high speed and then break all my bits and then figure out what I'm doing.
And that's because, carbide obviously just does not deflect in any sort of way. When it does, it breaks. It snaps, So high-speed steel, you're able to actually give and flex a little bit, which is why oftentimes high-speed steel, you're able to have much longer cutting lengths without breaking issues, because it's just not as brittle, as carbide.
It's awesome. Martin, thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, you too. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yep, have a good one.
Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.